Hi everyone. I probably shouldn't clap. That was a bad idea. Hi everyone. This is Lambda Light 00, and I'm going to do something a bit different today. I'm going to tell you guys a story about what I basically call an in real life fetch quest. I'm sure most of you who are here know what a fetch quest is because, we love games, or at least I love games, and MMOs and RPGs, and they all have fetch quests. But if you want me to explain, it's basically let me think about how to word this. When you are trying to get somewhere or get an item, and you have to do all these other little tasks in between that you're like, why do I have to do this? I just want my item. So in my case, my item that I wanted was an egg and cheese croissant. And originally I was just going to go to Dunkin' Donuts, but the closest Dunkin' Donuts is over a mile away. So my dad's like, no, you can't walk all the way to Dunkin' Donuts. And he was like complaining. So I was like, okay, well, there's a plaza down the road from my house, along with a couple convenience stores. So I was like, well, maybe since it's like a bakery and a coffee shop and stuff down in this plaza, I could get some there. So my first idea was to go to the convenience store and see if they had croissants there, which I doubt. I doubted that from the start, but I was like, oh, this is a great idea. So I went there first. They had eggs and cheese, no croissant. So I asked them where they thought a croissant might be, where someone might sell a croissant. So the lady at the cash register goes, oh, well, across the street, literally right across the road. Although it's a main road, but literally from one side of the sidewalk to the other is another store, and it's sort of like a Dollar Tree sort of thing. It's not exactly, but it's similar enough. So they said, well, maybe there's some croissants over there. So I was like, oh, good idea, I'll go there first before I go to the plaza, which is across another road. It's like a 4-way section. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll do a little crappy doodle so you can get an idea of what it looks like. That sort of strange crossroad. Anyway, so I see this. I hear what this woman says, and I'm like, cool, I'll go over there first. So I go and I say thank you for suggesting these things, and I go across the road to the other store. So this is a bit weird because they had sweet Portuguese bread and stuff, but they didn't have croissants. And I'm like, you're gonna have sweet Portuguese bread and sourdough and stuff, but you're not gonna have croissants. So I asked just to be sure, and they're like, yeah, no, we don't have croissants. So then they're like, well, maybe you should go to the bakery down the road and maybe they'll have croissants. And I'm like, well, I assume they would have croissants. So I'm like, cool, I'll go there. So then I go there. So I cross another road, and now I'm at the plaza, which has the bakery, the coffee shop, it has an ice cream plaza, so on and so forth. An ice cream shop, whatever. So anyway, I go to the bakery now. So here I am at the bakery, and I'm like, hey, do you guys have croissants? And they go in the back, and they go, no, we don't have croissants right now, actually. So I'm like, okay, do you know when you'll have croissants? And they're like, no, we don't, but maybe the coffee shop right next door has some croissants. So I'm like, okay, I'll go next door to the coffee shop. So I go there. And they're like, oh, no, we don't have croissants either. So now I've went to all these places and there's no croissants. I should have just walked to Dunkin' Donuts because by now I've walked probably over a mile just to get to where I am. So now I'm like, okay, well, what do you have? So they like give me this like bagels and stuff. I'm like, oh, that everything bagel sounds good. So I'm like, sure, I'll just get egg and cheese on a bagel. So then I go to give them the credit card that like I was going to pay for it with. And they tell me, oh, get this, okay, they tell me, oh, you see, we don't accept credit cards. So I'm like, okay, now what do I do? So I had to go all the way back to my house and get like bills. And then, but before I could even do that, they go, by the way, we're closing in like 15 minutes. So I'm like, well, darn, I better go to my house really heckin' fast because I want my freaking breakfast foods. So I run across the big main friggin' city street road. Run down the road, run down the sidewalk, run to my house, grab money off the table, counter, whatever, and run back. And I made it in like 6 or 7 minutes. So I was pretty fast. I was a little speedy, tiny, 5'2" girl running down the road like a maniac trying to get her friggin' croissants and bagels or other. So they're like, wow, you should join a track team. And I'm like, yeah, no way is this body gonna have the stamina to join a track team. But thanks for offering or suggesting. Anyway, can I have my bagel with my egg and cheese on a croissant now? They're like, oh yeah, sure. So I buy my egg and cheese on a bagel. Sorry, not on a croissant anymore. It's on a bagel now because I had to get it on a bagel because there's no croissants anywhere. So I'm like, yeah, can I have my egg and cheese on a bagel? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I pay them and they give it to me. I go home. And that's the story of how I ended up going on a ridiculous fetch quest, trying to get an egg and cheese on a croissant and getting an egg and cheese on a bagel instead. Thank you for listening to this ridiculous story. I'm sure, I don't know what I'm sure of actually. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.